fucking Pope.
Whoa. We've got any questions loaded for you.
How's that on?
What is happening, people of the world? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey and Wade Show with me, your host, the late skin legend, Tommy Mac.
And me, your better host, Tyrone McKenna.
Kid Scorpion.
And by the way, we want to say a shout out to our sponsor, Ryan Oak Tattoos. Get him on Instagram, get him on Facebook. He is a realism tattooist. He's unbelievable. I love his work. You're going to love his work. Go check it out. You also, if you want a discount code, it's Whiskey10. Quote that to him. You get 10% off right up until the 30th of September. So be quick.
Be quick, yes. And as you can see, joined with us today is the number one rapper in the city. The man who has created Belfast's brand new anthem. Well, it's not brand new, it's been going for years. But listen,
It took over Belfast, this anthem. Born in Belfast. Check it out if you haven't. But this is the legend himself, John Zoo.
What's happening?
What I want to know, first of all, is I kind of know you John Zoo, where did it come from, the name? Why did you choose John Zoo as the rap name?
So I grew up in Manchester.
Yeah.
Moved there in 1996 and went to school in like Moss Side and all, you know.
0161.
Yeah, you know that, bro. And then started like when I got kicked out of school.
What did you get kicked out of school for? First?
Took my class hostage with a potato peeler.
Fuck off! What do you mean?
Yeah, so I took a potato peeler out of food.
What age were you?
I was in third year. So I took a potato peeler out of food technology, but it was one of them ones like a wee dagger at the end.
Oh, yeah, like a scalpel usually.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
So like a wee potato peeler with a dagger, so it was like a
Yes,
shank.
yes, yes.
You know, and I thought that's cool, lad. So I took that with me from food tech, and then it was art next. You know, art,
Yeah.
and my dad had bought me a visor. Can you remember the visors? You know, like a
Yeah,
cap.
the-
but with
Oh,
a
yeah,
hat.
yeah, yeah.
And it was a Nike one with a Nike bubble on it.
Right.
Bad boy Nike visor it was.
Right.
It was they were in it back then. So I was
They're
wearing
back in now, by the way.
Are they? These were the old school Nike visors. But anyway, someone in the someone stole it in like I was pretty sure it was art class. So I says to the teacher, someone stole my visor here, and the teacher went, "Anybody seen Johnny's visor?" And like no one batted an eyelid. She went, "Sorry." And I thought, fuck this. So I went over and locked the door.
I was born in Belfast!
Locked the door, bro, and it says no one's leaving. You know, I said no one's leaving until I get my visor back, and I'll go round. And then, so I smacked him. Poor wee Jimmy. I have to give a shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy actually runs a restaurant in Manchester, a Jamaican restaurant called The Drop.
Okay.
But I cracked him up round the head and all, emptied his bag on the table, says, "Where's my visor?" There's one there. Next thing then, one of the girls that I fancied in the class says, "You can't keep us all here." No, like, why are you doing this? See, I wasn't like that. I fancied her, so I was like, "Right, all the girls can go." That's what I said. So I did some.
He's letting hostages just going everything.
Then, so I opened the art room door, let the girls go, locked it again, and said, "Right, lads, you're all in trouble and all. Who's got my visor?" Little did I know, obviously, then girls all ran off and told everyone. 5 minutes later, bang, bang, bang at the door, looks round, there's like 5 PE teachers stood there, and they're all like, "Johnny, open the door and all, you better let us in and all." So I grabbed, I think it was Jimmy again there, love.
Jimmy's fucked.
But I grabbed Jimmy anyway, pulled the potato peeler out there and stuck the potato peeler to his neck. And said, open the door. Jimmy opened the door and I says, "Everyone back off, you with me?" Jimmy's getting it. Walked around, got out of the school, let Jimmy go and ran home.
Fucking
Got
hell.
to check this.
Listen, Manchester, and then them times, what is more stereotypical than the Irish kid taking the students hostage with a potato peeler?
I went to school on my side. They said I was the number one problem student they ever had.
Fucking hell.
But I got home anyway. Got home, walks in the door. I start crying. I says, "Dad, someone stole my visor." And my dad looked at me and went, "What? Did you not do anything?"
Took a hostage.
I just went, "I did you?" Next thing the phone rang. It was them saying everyone's on their way, authorities, everything. Sent me to a mental home, expelled and all that.
They sent you to the mental?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose here, you probably
When the
deserved
cut
it.
centre in Manchester sent me there and off for a couple of weeks, I was thinking, fuck this, bro. Then I just realised that the system and all, they're not there to help you anyway. You know, I was just,
Where did John Zoo come from?
so when I got kicked out of school, I started self-educating.
Right.
Okay.
And one of my favourite books to read was The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
And then everyone called me Big Johnson and all, and Johnny, because my name's Johnny. So then I just changed the S to a J.
Okay.
Called myself Big John Sue.
fine.
Then everyone,
Worked out,
you know what I mean? And
Did everyone start calling you John Z from then?
that was it, bro. When it was like, my first rap name was Pasta J.
Pasta J?
Yeah, because my dad
Dad's
was a
pastor,
pastor, and then I was Pasta J.
How did you...
know, like Pasta
the
J.
play on work.
that's
Play on
fucking
work.
good.
Yeah, so
That is-
Pasta J and Pasta J, you know. And then when I was like 13, then I think I said, nah, John Sue. And then that was me.
When did you start, like, rating raps and thinking, fuck it, I'm going to be a rapper?
It was in, it was that funny. It was in first year, because you have to remember then I was like one of the only like white people in my school, you with me?
Yeah.
They were all like into rap and all. But I heard Tupac, and Tupac wrote Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah, class song.
I paused it every single line when it was like 11 and wrote the line down. Wrote every line, paused it. I know it off by heart now to this day. But I went into school and says, just want to hear me rap and all I wrote. Because I did write it, I wrote it down. Yeah. So I
You want
rapped.
to get technical?
Yeah, see all the white kids and all, they were like, God, you're amazing. And all, did you write that? And I was like, I did. I rapped it to one of my black mates and he started rapping it back. He says, yes, Tupac. And I was like, you know Tupac too? Yeah. So then that was me then. Then I started writing raps, you know what I mean? And I was a bit sensitive, but because they all loved it, and they got a real, like, you know, when I would rap then, they all went, ah!
Do you remember any of your first raps?
Yeah. I
Do you?
did. Yeah. I was an Illuminati one.
Spit one now.
I don't hate the Illumin, just the things they be doing. They be acting inhuman, time to start proving, stop assuming. Because I'm not a liar. Revelation 2, why do you nations conspire and follow a false messiah, soon to be burning in eternal fire?
Very political.
Yeah,
for-
very
for,
political.
You see
I
what
was
that
nuts.
is? That's called motherfucking bars.
Yeah, this was me,
For
bro.
an 11-year-old?
Yeah, of course. Did you ever hear a rapper called Cannabis?
Yeah.
I met Cannabis
Did you?
live in
you?
Manchester. And not only that, bro, after his set, he says, I'm coming out, and he walked out into Piccadilly Gardens with everyone, about 400 people there. And I says to him, do you want to hear me rap? And he looked at me and he goes, don't be spitting no bullshit now, I'll probably just punch you in your face.
He said that?
That's what he said to me.
just
But
smacked him.
Fuck you, Cannabis.
No, but I respect that, because you know what he meant? He meant, when I said, do you want to hear me rap? In America as well, that means like battle
you
rap.
challenge
Yo,
him?
fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'm going to start
yeah.
battling him. But that's why I says, nah, bro, because I respected him. He was one of my favourite rappers. I says, nah, this is no bullshit. Do you want to hear it? And all, he goes, go. So I just unleashed on a big like poem. Everyone loved it. And then Cannabis looked around and went, who else got bars like this, huh? And I says, will you sign my ticket? Never forget this too. I says, will you sign my ticket? He goes, yeah, man. What's your name? And I went, John Sue. And he went, yeah. And I just spelt it right.
Did he?
J-U-N-T-Z-U. Put the cross in and everything.
Did he?
Yeah, man.
You still have it?
Got
Yeah,
in contact
I do.
with him or anything? on
Nah, I
social
never
media?
got in contact with him. He ruined it after the disaster battle. Did you see that?
No.
Nah.
The Cannabis. Have you heard of the
Yeah,
battle rapper
I was
disaster?
a big, well, I wouldn't say big, but I was a Cannabis fan because he was like, there was so much hype. My cousin used to keep saying to me, Cannabis this, Cannabis that. So I started listening to him. And then after he had the fall out with LL Cool J, I was like, right, he's finished. And I never really heard much music
I
after.
thought he destroyed LL Cool
We
J.
had a wee suspect line, like,
Well,
when it says,
who was it?
Oh,
fans
about
that he
eating
was, like,
asses.
got the skill to eat a...
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
remember.
Cannabis.
I remember. That was a bit heavy.
That's always...
I'm friggin' following Cannabis on Instagram, so we want you on a podcast.
We all used to listen to battle raps constantly growing up.
Non-stop, yeah.
Yeah, I know all the Cannabis, like
All the
Cannabis
beef albums or beef DVDs and everything. Did you ever watch them?
Of course it
They
did.
were lethal.
They were deadly, bro.
They were
Deadly.
class.
But did you not see Cannabis battling Disaster?
Can't remember. I probably did, but can't
No,
remember.
it was bad, bro. Disaster's like
Disaster's a top
top.
rapper.
No, he's the best. Like he's serious, but he's freestyle. He'll eat you alive for freestyles. My mate Shoddy Horror, he got Disaster over to Manchester to battle him. Disaster didn't even know who he was at the time, and just came and freestyled him. And I still thought he was deadly.
I just seen recently on Instagram there's a Belfast league starting. for
I was about to
battle
say,
rappers.
is there battle rap in Belfast?
Do you know what, bro?
Have you ever done it?
I'll tell you this now. So in Manchester, I made a before the battle rap scene took off, I made a disc tape, not a mixtape, a disc tape. and me and my mate Chronicle, and we dissed all the rappers from Manchester on it. Not only did we diss them, though, I rang them up on the phone and recorded it. And said, are you a big gangster? Are you actually a gangster? You want me to come and see you? And they shit themselves. And I put
I'll get my potato peeler.
And like there was a song.
Know about me.
There was a song called "Throw Your M's Up," and I wrote "Blow Your Friends Up." And then there was a song. It was funny. There was a rapper called K.O. and he wrote a diss track about me and Chronicle. So then speaking of cannabis, the second round knockout, the diss that he done for... Yeah, well, I'd done a track over that to him, called it second round knockout, and like went mad at all these rappers, Hoodman and like Lyrican and all. I was going for all of them at the time. Like I was going mad, you with me? But went nuts, drizzle my dick and all, just done like a whole fucking 24 tracks against them. Yeah. And then started selling all the CDs in Market
Street. Is that how you start getting your buzz then, Ken?
Yeah, well, that was like my third CD,
How did your dad, because he is a pastor, how does he feel about you being a rapper?
Yeah, my dad loves it, sure.
Does he?
Sure, my favourite song that I've ever wrote, it's like 7.5 minutes.
Is that
long.
the one
You
done in his church?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And I loved it there, sort of did.
Yeah, it was powerful. I wasn't No, it's all about my dad's story. So my dad is a preacher. He used to be, a terrorist, and then when he got out of jail, then he became, when he was in jail, he became a Christian. Then he went all around the world then as an evangelist. So I was, as a kid, I'd sit there and listen to my dad tell his story. So I turned the story then into a rap. So I tell my dad's full story as if I'm him telling it,
You always met.
Go ahead.
Go.
I was going to say, like, your daddy, how do you feel, how does he feel, like, or how did he feel, being a former paramilitary prisoner, loyalist prisoner, that now his son's
in the field?
ripping up the stage.
In the field? How the fuck's that happened?
And he was there.
Was he there?
He was there with me.
Unreal.
Yeah, my dad came with me, bro.
Did he say how he felt about it?
Yeah, it's on the. I'd done a special live podcast of it.
So what's the podcast to say?
No, I mean, I'll tell you. He said to me afterwards, he says it was one of the highlights of his whole life. And he also said one of the other highlights of his life was my dad was a prisoner at the Crumlin Road jail.
Yeah.
And when I released my album then, 9 years ago, I hired out the Crumlin Road for the album launch, and he hosted it.
Powerful.
So he was watching me in his old jail.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's
And
crazy.
he, so my dad like loves it, and he's very honoured, and he. Like,
Well, it must be if he brought you to church to rap for the parish.
It must be wee bit weird as well, especially you being like originally from Rathcoole. And then we're from Rathcoole.
Yeah.
And you're claiming Rathcoole, but you're like
You did a lot of Irish singing.
a lot
as
of
well.
Irish. Like you're a proud Irishman.
Yeah, of course. Well, like I said as well, I'm born in Belfast, but I'm raised in Manchester. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I believe.
You're always seen as an Irishman over in Manchester as well.
Exactly. My dad said it himself, he had to go to England for his eyes to be opened. You have to remember, when I moved to Manchester then, it was 1996, same year the IRA blew up the Arndale Centre. So everyone then straight away it was like, you're IRA, you. And we were going, huh? No, we're British. And we're going, British. And then, like, no matter how much you explained that you were Irish to them. My brother's nickname's Irish. I was called Irish Johnny.
Really?
Yeah, that was our nicknames growing up.
So it must have been weird for you then. Did you come home to visit family, like, when you were living in?
Yeah.
So it must have been weird when you were coming home and, like...
There's wee Irish Johnny.
Like,
And the main reason...
wearing Celtic tabs or a craft cooler?
Yeah. Of course. So this is the funny thing. So it's like, see all the, like, football, for example, and I never even batted an eyelid about the Celtic and Rangers thing or nothing. I didn't even understand that. You with me? Like, I didn't like football anyway. I was more a boxer, and I'd love boxing. Football and all
it's not your thing.
it wouldn't be my thing anyway. And so none of that batted an eyelid. But the thing that really struck out to me was this. You see, like in Rathcoole, there was murals up of the Queen, and now there's the King, and God Save the King, and all this shit. You see in England...
There's different murals in West Belfast for the king.
Exactly, no, but that's good. I'll tell you this, you see in England, you'd never see any of that shit.
I seen you actually post that a couple of weeks ago. You said
but
you'll
that's a
never see-
fact. Tommy, isn't that true though? Would you ever see any in Moss Side or anything? Would there ever be any God Save the King and all this shit?
Like I found, I said this on your podcast, when I was there in Moss Side, all the white people were like Irish descent, so they're all real proud. Like fellas like you, like if you had to stay there and your kid, well, your kid's over now. Like there'll be proud Irish people. My dad's Irish, or my grandparents Irish, and then like all the black people were. The vast majority of them were from the West Indies. But nobody was like proud British or proud English.
And they would say, and see if you ask anyone as well, like, what's your nationality? You know, all the kids in the Estates in England, they all say English. They don't say British.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
it's completely different.
It's completely different.
So how does the Rav Cool, like your family and friends from that area, feel about your stance on it?
I think, you see, you have to remember as well, it's not even a stance, it's like my life. I lived it.
Not a stance, but how you feel about it.
Yeah, good, but I mean, it's like, that's how I lived. I would just say to anyone who had a problem with it, you go to England, right? If you're like a staunch British broad, go to England, right? And just see what happens. You're not British, you're not anything, you're Irish. You know, like my brother, my older brother, who's like lived here his whole life, he's like staunch prod, and he'd wear like Linfield tops and Rangers stuff. See, when he goes away on holiday, he's Irish.
100%.
Everyone says, where are you from? You have to say, oh, Ireland, you know.
What I want to say, we're talking about your daughter. Was it a proud moment coming on the stage with her?
Yeah, it was the most special moment ever. Like, my wee Emily,
she can sing like fuck.
She can, and she's like very confident too, and you know, she
gets it all from you, does she?
Yeah.
Especially to get up and sing in front of that many people.
What age is she?
She's 12.
12 and getting up. Yeah. Well, there's at least about 6,000 there when you were on stage and she was getting up singing.
Yeah.
Didn't break a note.
She done me really proud, you know. And I said to her before it as well, are you nervous? And she goes, I'm more excited than I am nervous.
I've been shit myself.
Was that her first performance?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I've got her on stage with me
since
she was about 6.
Okay.
I got her on singing Bloody Brothers with me, you know, and like in front of about 100
Seems
people.
very proud of you as well, but
of course.
Like, every time I see her in video, she's videoing her daddy.
Yeah, so I wrote her a song when I was living in Spain called Just the Two of Us, and it's G'd up, like, you want to hear it, it's on my YouTube, I'll send it to you, like, but it's proper, like, it's a sick rap track just all about me and her, and she knows it word for word. Like, word for word. If I pulled her up and I said, spit that whole rap, she'll rap the whole thing for you.
Is she going to follow in the footsteps, rapping and singing?
Yeah, who knows? She does. Like, she did say to me after the failure, she says, I think I want to be a singer, you know. I've got fans and all. You know, all the wee girls at the front. All the way, I filmed it, all the wee girls are asking
Once you get at the buzz, it's hard to leave it.
Yeah, of course.
She needs to start writing. Does she write her own stuff? No?
Well, I tried to get her to write a song with me, and she said, Dad, I struggle with writing, you know, but it's that age.
Don't need writers.
Yeah, of course, and it's that age too. I mean, don't get it twisted. I think she will in time, but she's funny. Like, I've always tried to present everything to her. Yeah. So I was heavy into the UFC and all. So when she was like 6, 7, I was showing her Ronda Rousey, and she says, I'm going to be a UFC fighter, Daddy, and all. And I bought her the UFC kit, got Ronda Rousey on the back and all. It was Sports Heroes Day in primary school, and she went in her UFC kit. You with me, you know? Then she broke her arm, and then she looks at me and she goes, I don't want to be a
my kids see me after my fight. I look like an alpha man after my face, and they're like, I'm not boxing. They're like, fuck that. But I don't blame them for that.
Yeah, of course.
But I was going to say something. What was I going to say?
See, I was just watching the other day a game. You're firing a booth, and I was just like going down through the comments. Normally when you watch an Instagram or a YouTube video, you can see the first few comments, and they were like, somebody said this is better than a college, and a college is like the kind of the general consensus that he is the number one fire in a booth, which upper. And then I went through the comments, every single one just saying like how unbelievable it is. And it was like you were in the zone.
Yeah.
Like, see when you were going down there, did you go with the intentions of, look, I'm gonna fucking put this fire on, put this booth on fire?
And it's a nerve wracking.
Get in the fucking like zone.
It's a nerve wracking.
You don't believe this? Do you want me to tell you the God's honest truth? I was in family court that day in Manchester in the morning.
So you're pissed off, right?
So I came straight out of family court. No, Charlie had booked me in London. So I came out of family court in my suit, looked at the time, thought, fuck, jumped in my car, still in my suit, blitzed it all the way to London in my suit from court. 4 hours. Once I got to London, and it said in the message as well, it was in BBC studios now, and it says if you arrive after a certain time, you can't get in, and that's the end of it. No, I was thinking, shit, found parking, had to change, take off my suit, put on my John Sue t-shirt, run in, finally got there, like, and then I was thinking, fuck this, and I just thought, I'm going to get one take. It was as well. That's why Charlie loved it. One take. Charlie said that. He goes, very rare that you just go in and just eat the fuck out of it. One take, like nothing, no gaps, no breaks. And I had all the cakes for him and all too.
I think,
you know,
going straight into something like that is good sometimes. Like, sometimes you'd be overthinking if you have time just sitting there. Yeah. You're overthinking things and getting worried and getting nervous. But if you're just going straight in from the car into the booth,
that's what happens to Tyrone. That's why he gets nervous. Sitting waiting, he's like, why are we doing this?
Overthinking, it's the worst, bro.
Really
especially with lyrics and off. Say sometimes mid-performance you can do that. If you overthink anything or start thinking about something else, it can throw you off. You just have to live in the moment.
I remember what I was going to say earlier. I was going to say, and I see you're going around schools now as well, doing, like, helping them, like, express feelings.
Yeah.
And I seen I think it was a documentary, like a short clip of you going around a school and a kid had lost his dad.
Yeah, I was in Holy Cross Boys and
what is happening then with the schooling?
Yeah, I haven't. So that wasn't like that was years ago as well. So before I moved to Spain, it was actually my manager. He passed away as well. But I was going around in schools and prisons and youth clubs and all over the UK and Ireland, and I was getting, like, you know, kids to express themselves and showing them that, like, anybody can write a rap, and real rap isn't about saying I'm a bad man, I'm a gangster. It's about showing who you are. You know what I mean? And talking, like,
sad as fuck. That wee clip. Your mum, your kid.
Heavy.
Well, what happened?
The kid lost his dad. I think suicide, was it?
Yeah.
He wrote it was bad.
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks before, and I said to the kids, you can write a rap either about your pleasures in life or your pains in life. And I taught them a wee technique about how to, you know, elaborate on all your pleasures or all your pains. So a lot of them were saying their pleasures and all, but then he done his poem, and it was about his dad passing away and saying how he was always with him on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and his dad told him, like, to be the man of the house and all, and then he broke down crying, and all the kids were, and then afterwards I said he won the CD and all, because there was swearing on the CD, he said, I'll ring his mum and make sure
it's all right.
It's okay, and his mum says, we listen to your music all the time and all. She said it
powerful.
So he got it, like, but I went up it was a prison in Rathgale as well, and got all the wee kids to write it there and give them all CDs. No, it was deep, bro.
It looked good. I think that's something that should be brought into schools. I think that's very
people can
express themselves, because I think that's a lot for men as well. They never express themselves. They don't know how to express themselves. So it's good to have it. But show someone from the area who's a rapper coming around saying it's good to express yourself.
Of course, and it's like the scary thing is the only thing that seems to be express yourself now is all that fucking bullshit with TikTok and do you know what I mean? Make your way.
And really, it's not even an expression.
Exactly.
Everyone's just copying each other.
They're just trends. It's trending. You with me? So it's the opposite. That's why I like, you know, even when it comes to writing lyrics, pen and paper. I'm not into typing on your phone now. Get rid of your screen for a while and
see.
You know,
I obviously was going through all your Instagram reels and shit, and see you're singing. I fucking love every time I see you singing. Like, you sang Sponsor Hill. I forget what that country song is in America, but it's fucking unbelievable. You're wearing a vest, smoking a joint.
Oh yeah, Bruce Springsteen. Hey little girl.
Fuck me, that's unbelievable. I love that tune. Would you ever think of, like, rating?
I
swear to God,
Big Bam Bam posted it all. You know, Taito Avasa. He, you know, the UFC fighter, the heavyweight. He posted that up.
It's so good. It's one of it's fucking unbelievable. But would you? It really is. But would you ever think of rating it, like, music, like not music?
I know what you mean, like proper singing song. I have wrote a few. Like I said, you know, even on the album.
Yeah, you have the voice for it.
I know, well, I would like to. And listen, I can't rap forever. I'm starting to even get greys, for dear sake.
Why? Do you think there's a limit on rapping? Compared to singing?
You say that, but I don't know. I mean, you could always rap your tracks, no matter
Jay-Z's still banging them out.
That's true, but I mean...
Nas.
I know, but they're not half as, like, it's still a...
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You have to remember, like, Tupac and all, he's only like 24 when he died.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? It's madness,
Yeah, I
isn't
know.
it?
The big news is, podcasters, people that are watching us, sorry, this man is walking me out in 4 weeks' time. Very excited for that, John. So you've been practicing.
Listen, I'm fucking honoured, bro. I can't wait.
It's going to be doing a bit of singing, and then it's going to kick into the Belfast anthem.
Yeah.
And I'm buzzing for it. Every time I'm in.
Favourite song.
Every
That's what I go to school for.
Alright, fuck off.
Tom Bell's busted.
But born in Belfast has just been constantly on my gym when I'm training. I'm trying to get in the zone, trying to associate that song with me fighting. Every time I'm going on the spar and playing that song and shit. Because I used to actually walk out to one make Nas before every fight. And now I'm trying to make Born in Belfast and mentally get me in the zone for fights. So that's going to be my tune. So check it out. Tickets are on sale for that fight, by the way.
16th of September,
Fucking can't wait.
RDS, Tyrone McKenna, aka Kid Scorpion, aka the Mighty Kelp,
Yep.
the newest world champion from this country.
That's gonna be gangster,
Yep.
bro.
Can't wait for it. But actually, to be honest, I didn't even say you were walking me out or anything. And the amount of meals, because I put it up when I was doing, you seen me skipping, I was playing, people were like, you have to come out there, you have to come out there. Like, I have hundreds of people asking me to come out there. I was like, fuck me, it's destiny.
Yeah, man.
You walk
of
me out.
course. Now it's going to be special. I can't wait. And here, it's going to be good that it's in Dublin too. The Belfast team coming, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
there's all sorts of Belfasters coming, so it'll be a good night. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, you're going to smash it, brother.
What do you think about the Irish rap scene in Ireland now? It's starting to ignite.
You know what? I have to say this. As I was saying it today, I was on the phone to wee young Spencer just before I got here, and I said to him, the two groups from Ireland who are shutting the fucking place down at the minute are Versatile and Kneecap.
Kneecap, I love Kneecap.
And Versatile.
First day, as we said in your pause, he world tour with fucking Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, both of them. See, you had them on a festival somewhere, Kneecap and Versatile. They're the two, they're the pinnacle. I was saying like Spencer, maybe it's because I've never done big shows like that. Like, if you said to me again, you're on Fila, next year I'd want my show then 10 times better. You know what I mean? I'd want all the visuals on the screen.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about Kneecap. Did you see every song? It had like different visuals, smokers and all. Like the whole show was special. You'd need to find yourself a proper DJ
I think
who's going to scratch
is
it.
the
Kneecap the year before to this year's performance was 10 times better this
Was
year.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
like last year was nowhere near as good as this year's one.
Yeah, this year's one was top quality.
I think the rap night in the field will just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge next year.
Yeah, oh, bro. Well, I'll tell you
Hopefully
what.
John Z will be on every single one of them.
Listen,
Headline
I
the scene.
hope so, bro. Who knows? I would love it. You know what I mean?
The first person in Ralph Cool to headline a Fearless show.
Of course. And then, did you see the Sinead O'Connor tribute and all too?
Lethal.
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I wanted to rip up a picture to
you were
post on
saying
the
to me about
stage.
that?
I was going to do that.
John had to calm down.
That's what they all said to me. That's what they all said to me. But everyone, they were like, nope, don't do it. No, and I was thinking, I says, what about the Pope and the King? You know, both of them together and all. So, but that's why after I sung the Foggy Jew, I said my lyrics.
I would have been fucking gangster.
See what I mean, bro? But then, well, I still done it pretty much. After
Your speech was lethal.
Exactly. After I sings the Foggy Jew, I shouted out, most people don't seem to know what I mean, so let me make it clear.
Yep.
I say, fuck them both, fuck the Pope and the King. Or I said the Queen.
You did say
but I
the
should have said King.
fuck it. I like them both.
Yeah, of course. But so like I said, you know, I went to the field, I shouted out, fuck the Pope. They all cheered and loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're the first man.
Tribute.
I'm the first man ever in the field. Say fucking
No, maybe.
He's the first man in the film I've ever seen on stage with a joint in his hand.
Oh, what? But again, so maybe that's why the field aren't really like, you know, they're not like, you know, messing or saying anything. And I've seen they haven't said nothing about it. And then not only that as well, I bullied it. Like, did you see? I got one more song. So I
You
had.
had to be off.
Get off, John!
I was like to get off, and all the crowd were shouting one more tune. And then I goes, he's not letting me. And all the stage manager, I started shouting, he's not letting. So all the crowd shouting, and then the stage manager ended up saying, all right,
John, would you get off the fucking stage?
And I got my mic at the end and all.
Someone take the dragon claw off him.
He's fucking trying to talk, just cut the mic off.
Yeah, but it was special. But it was the dead actually should have pulled out.
He's got the wee potato peeler Wheeler, come on! I'm not going nowhere.
Next year I'm going to come with a megaphone as well. With the cut me up like that. Nah, but I'll tell you what though, I did say it. It was the best show I've ever done in my life.
Look,
And I mean the feel as well. They treated us like
the feel is unbelievable. It's an unbelievable fucking atmosphere. We were saying the Soul Salad crew the next day, and they were raising the mist. They were like, "Fuck, we did."
Yeah, Mac was in here and K2. I was checking it out last week, and so they want to do it next year as well.
I love So Solid
So it would
Crew,
be
bro.
like-
21 seconds at the fella. And is Big Romeo still with him?
Yeah, they're all still together.
Lisa Mafia, no.
All of them. The original 35. One of them's in the bakehouse.
Yeah, your cousin's Labyrinth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you not got him on the whiskey
Listen.
and wine?
No, we haven't had him on yet, but
He's coming. He's coming.
We're-
He's
we're-
coming.
that's
But
good for the-
we need to get you collabing them. That's what we need.
That would be
That's
sick.
I know.
Tommy needs to sort it.
That would be sick.
I actually have had a request from a fan.
Right.
He said, "You're getting John Z on. I want you to ask him a question or say a statement." Remember we were talking on your one about the Loch Ness Monster?
Yes.
And you said you seen it, didn't you?
Yes.
So his thing is it's actually a sperm dick, and that's a sperm whale,
Right.
and he thinks that is what everyone's seen back in the day is a whale turned upside down.
Would you send me that and I'll put it up on
Yeah.
the screen?
That looks plausible, doesn't it? It looks plausible.
It does. No, it does. And that is actually a sperm whale.
That's a sperm whale's penis.
what?
Just thinking-
And how's...
Because it's probably just
Hopefully
one.
somebody
But is it
sucks it.
upside down?
That must be upside down.
That's a bit
So it could be- he's, come on, seagulls.
but is-
It ain't gonna suck itself.
And what's he... and what's he saying? There's sperm whales in fucking
It's-
Loch Ness?
It must be. I don't know. But that's the theory.
I don't know, bro.
You're just out dick watching. That's what you're doing.
No, I was only a kid, but we did see something.
What's that, Daddy? Oh, that's a Loch Ness Monster kid.
A big sperm whale there, wanking in the loch.
My uncle showed me a Loch Ness Monster once.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this, I was only a kid and I did see that. I did see it, like my whole family, me and my brother and my dad, and we seen something moving across the loch.
Was it pink?
No, definitely wasn't. Saying that, it wasn't the night time, so...
It's spitting loads of weight stuff, Daddy.
I don't know, that's deep, but I don't know about that.
We got heavy into the
Last day, yeah, when we were on yours.
conspiracies.
About,
I went-
Flat Earth.
I went home
Tyrone
after that and
left.
went digging deep into fucking conspiracies
Yeah.
after John's Hughes.
Well,
We
they're all
went through the Bible and stuff. I've finished Genesis. Now
You
I'm on
haven't
the Exodus now.
Stop it.
You're on
Turned
Exodus.
my
Exodus is
So
a
I'm
good
looking
book.
forward to getting
You should,
into
uh,
Exodus.
The Exodus, Bob Marley's the only Exodus you'd be watching or listening to.
There's a good The Prince of Egypt. You seen that? The wee
The
cartoon?
film?
Belter. That's about Exodus. And then Christian Bale, he done a film called Exodus. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Not serious.
Is
It's
it good?
actually sick, bro.
I like Christian
He
Bale
plays
too.
Moses in it.
Fuck must watch
is that
that.
the one?
It's really good.
There was a wee bit of uproar in the black community. They're saying, how could I get all Egyptians played by white people?
Yeah.
Is that one? Is it in Egypt? actually?
Listen, I don't know what they're talking about. Sure, the Little Mermaid's black now.
No,
so.
The words fucking mad.
No, and the Little Mermaid was funny. I don't know the thing about I don't mind the changing of like race. Like for example, remember Django.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gangster,
Everyone's
that
in
Jamie
a
Foxx couldn't have been a
Mexican,
better Django.
Yeah.
And it just summed it up perfectly and all. So the race thing, I don't know, I don't really mind that. It's what I'll tell you one thing that really annoyed the shit out of me. Did you ever see The Woman King?
I had him watch it because I heard it was shit.
Yeah, but it's not just shit. It's mental, right? It's like some feminist bullshit. It's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
some African tribe who
Oh,
are like
yes,
slave
yeah,
liberators.
oh.
But in real life, they weren't slave liberators. They went around capturing
did they?
slaves and selling them off.
women did?
Yeah.
Really?
That's actually what,
Alright.
I forget what tribe they were called now.
They just changed the whole story.
But if you Google it as well, they changed the
It's
whole
what do you
story.
call her? She's a big Viola Davis, isn't that
Yeah.
what she's the lead in?
Yeah, go, watch it, brothers. Like a lot of people in the black community are outraged with the
with
Woman
the-
King.
with the pigs now.
They're saying like these were people that went around kidnapping people and enslaving them.
Speaking of films, I just went to the cinema during the week. Have you watched Oppenheimer?
No, not yet.
Ah, fucking lethal.
I've
Evil
been,
film. I recommend it. People, if you haven't watched it.
I've been to the cinema twice with family this summer. Took her to see the Barbie film, which
we
is a
were
bag of
talking about
shite.
the last time my daughters went. They enjoyed it, but they said at the end there was a lot of tears in the theatre. Why were people crying?
Probably because it was...
So shit.
Yeah, and not only that, the message is destructive because you know what the message is saying as well. It's
empowering
like
women.
Ken and Barbie. Yeah, and it's not just
Get your ass out of the kitchen.
yeah, and it's also saying like forget the relationships in your life, focus on yourself.
Oh, really?
You with me? So if everyone takes on that, it's the end of humanity as we know it. You know what I mean?
House
So
will be stinking.
exactly. But here I took Emily to
We're getting
see.
cancelled.
I went and seen the Meg too.
The Meg too?
Yeah,
What is it?
the Meg,
Is that of the horror?
the big shark.
Oh,
The Megalodon.
Megalodon.
Yeah, it's Jason
good.
Statham. Well, I took her to see the first one. That's what
I went watched the first one too. That's fucking.
my biggest fear is like
Sharks?
not sharks, but open water. I
No, I
overcome
don't
it.
like- I don't like
I
it.
overcome it. Like I've jumped into the
you
middle.
swim?
I jumped into the middle of the sea
Me and
in
Tommy
south
can't.
of France where I couldn't see nothing.
I
No.
can swim.
No, he
I
can't.
swim like a fucking
Like a brick.
myself.
Black people can't swim.
Like
and I
a
can't swim.
dolphin.
I love. Here I always go swimming in the sea every.
Do you? I don't
about
risk it.
3
See-
times a
I
week.
hate the cold water.
See the sea, but you don't know what's there. It could be jellyfish and fucking sharks and.
What do you mean
Sperm
you hate the
whales.
cold water? Do you not do ice baths?
Nah,
No.
never.
Not even
I-
for fighting.
I would do it about time.
We will
to
do
time.
them. We went one time in
Tommy used
remember in Dublin and your mom they brought us this recovery unit and they're like, wait, the sauna and there's a jacuzzi and these big things put on their legs and all the good stuff and ice baths and it was in Meath and the guy's like, so you're getting in the ice bath now and I don't do them. Oh no, you have to do it. And I just kept putting pressure on me, and I was like, listen mate, I'm not doing the fucking ice bath. Oh yeah, you're doing it. So I just went head
He
in
didn't.
the
He
sauna.
didn't leave in the sauna.
They were going, where's McCarthy? Where is that big fella? I was just
You were
heading in the
heading
door
the
in the
sauna.
sauna.
me and him were in the Irish team for years, and we were known one because in the Irish team you had to do an ice bath every Friday.
Yes.
And there'd be a line for the ice bath, and me and Tommy would be hiding in the change room somewhere.
I done one, what, the first time just put me off forever.
Have you ever
When I
done
was
one?
14.
Yeah, I love them.
Do you?
And because I was tall, every was 14, so everyone was getting small and they all got in their big wheelie bin. So, but I was tall, so my legs couldn't bend, so I couldn't get right down like to my shoulders. So I'm like this much out of the wheelie bin. So they got a bucket of ice and then poured it over my head so I get the full effect. I just
Fuck
said,
yeah.
you know what,
No, that's
never
good.
again.
But-
Never again.
When's the next? Let's get back to John.
Sorry, John.
I love the ice bath stuff.
When is the next CD released?
Bro, I haven't got any, like... See, because it's a new age now as well.
Yeah,
I
it's
released
all
The
streaming
Troubles
and all that.
as a CD, and it's an album now. It's like Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of releasing tracks.
Tracks, okay.
But I still would like to
So
make
is
a
that
project.
Jink CDs are like, or not CDs,
Just
albums are
albums.
died off a bit?
They are a wee bit.
They are, but at the same time, it's like...
Suppose I wouldn't, like, I would, if I go on Spotify, I just listen to their
There's,
songs.
there's
Exactly.
no, like, see, for an artist now, there's no, like, economic sense in putting an album out.
Yeah.
I
That's
seen,
what, like, you're better putting your money into, like, pushing a big single.
I seen Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg slobbering about Spotify saying artists are getting fucked over because they're not getting paid right because YouTube and Spotify are getting all these streams, but they're, and you used to get album sales and you knew how much you sold.
But
and
you know
would
what
sign it.
you know what I'd say to fucking Snoop Dogg then?
Don't
Fucking
be
go
sour
and,
about my mate.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to. But you know what I would say to him though? Go and fucking make your own then, and then give us better fucking rates. Stop bitching about something
Yeah, do
that
it.
you have no
Don't talk
fucking.
about it, be
Yeah,
about it,
and I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you this now. I'm happy. You know why? Because I used to fucking have to stand on Market Street saying, excuse me, do you want to buy my CD? And that's the only way I could get paid off my music. Now I can just sit here and I'm getting paid off it. I don't care
I
if it's
sit
not
on
that
I
it.
much.
remember the
And-
first time I heard about you. Like, I actually think you came up to me in Custom House Square and I was skating. Must have been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Something at least. And you handed me a flyer for one of your gigs.
See, there you
And I
go.
remember being like, fucking rap from here. I'd never heard
Yeah.
the likes of it in my life, you know what I
Seeing
mean?
you
Yeah.
saying about like trying to hustle your CDs out on the friggin' in the city centre. The first time I ever experienced that was in America.
Yeah,
The guy was,
they're flat
"Hey,
out.
man, do you like rap music?
Yeah.
Can you buy my CD? I was like, Do me a favour,
But
please.
I
Get
bought-
out of here, man.
I bought some of them, and some of them are even just blank CDs.
Yeah, I was a psycho. You know what I used to do as well? Market Street was brilliant. That's where we
Potato
all
peeler.
stood. Market Street in city centre, Manchester. Remember saying, "Excuse me," and then I just started. I seen a couple of rocker fellas walking. I said, "Excuse me, fellas, what type of music do you listen to?" And they went, "Rock, grunge." And I says, "Right, well, see my music here. It's a blend of rock and grunge." With a bit of hip hop and spoken word poetry, and they're like, "Oh, that's brilliant." There was no rock and grunge in it, but you do anything to try and sell the CD. I got a shout back on no saying, "There's no rock in this CD." Yeah.
So, like you were saying there, your plans now in terms of music is just to release songs just as they come, or
I've got a good tune coming with Wee Dirtbird from the Falls and Young Spencer from the Shankill, and it's called "Tear the Walls Down." And I'm at the start of it, and it's featuring my mate Prose. He sings the song as well. He sings the chorus, and it says we're going to tear the walls down. And it's funny because I'm going to release that this year. And it's seen as well, I typed up on Google, when should the peace walls have come down? And it said that members of both communities or something agreed in 2011 that by the year 2023, the walls should have come down. But there's no talk of it. But you know why? It's because it's a tourist attraction.
It is.
You know what I mean? They've got. That's the only reason it's
Once
there.
the walls come down, the B side is the Blow Your Friends Up Part 2.
Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Do you know what I love? And this is what you have to remember. See, like Young Spencer, he's like a rapper from the Shankill, and he raps PROD and all right. I know him. He's my mate. He's a really good lad. And then Kneecap, they're from the West, and they do what they're doing. I heard Kneecap saying, see, around the 12th of July, they seen a load of prod kids, and they all were rapping their CARTA to them, and they all loved them. Same with Spencer. I've seen loads of Catholic kids and all loving Spencer. So see, on the ground, there is no blow your friends up. Everyone is made up.
West Belfast love you as well.
Yeah, the only people that cause bullshit is guys like that fucking Jamie Bryson and all, and they're all talking
Did
shit.
you see all the shit he was saying?
2G, though. I love Kneecap's response. They say, "You're our PR manager." We'll love that.
Every
you know,
year.
you know what I love about Kneecap the most? They promote their haters.
Yeah.
I get angry.
They use them well.
Sometimes I get angry. That's why I ignore them now. You know what I mean? I just ignore it. But
they use them well. They use them as a positive every single time. If they got haters, they use it as a positive, and that's what's good with it.
music is the great uniter as well.
Of course.
Because even I was born in Belfast. The artwork from that song, one of the is that the official artwork? But it's on YouTube. One pavement's red, white, and blue. The other one's red, and orange. And the song is Belfast. We're all born in Belfast. Well, not me, unfortunately. But for anyone who's from Belfast, it's our song.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what your background is. You could be
Exactly.
Catholic, Protestant, Hindu, Muslim.
Yeah.
I was born in Belfast. And it's bringing everyone together, and then you say Kneecap. Then that song CRERTR, that's in Gaelic fucking song, and you've got Protestant kids singing it, and you've got kids around here singing Young Spencer talking about his songs about going down the Shankill, it's wee bit not suitable for kids, to be honest. But
but same
bringing everyone together.
Belfast. No, I've always had wee kids rapping.
My kids fucking rapping it.
I know that. So I've had loads of wee kids rapping it now. The main one, the first one for me was Wee Johnny, and Wee Johnny, you see as well, was about the death threats. Because that's what it was. So if you listen to my song Wee Johnny, the first verse is about the Protestant community, what they're saying to me. Here, wee lad, you've got to look at your dad. But it doesn't sound like you're saying for God and Ulster. It sounds like you're saying fucking Chucky or La. Are you supporting the Tigs, wee lad? So that's them shouting at me. Then the second verse is me going, don't tell me you think I've got weak raps. There's people overseas want to see me kneecapped for the shit that I've spat. But I'm talking about the Protestant community in Northern Ireland because I'm rapping in England. You know what I mean? I was saying that's what the whole Wee John. And it's funny because when I done that, the producer at the time was mind blown because he understood the concept. A lot of people didn't even get that. Some people thought I was talking about Johnny Adair and everything. Because they say, Johnny, you're a mad dog. You should pray to your dad's God and, that type of thing. So
must listen to that again. Actually,
that was the reason why I made the Troubles Beatles album.
Yeah.
So I done Wee Johnny with Baby J. He was the famous producer
So
from
was
England.
Wee Johnny before?
Yes, Wee Johnny
Belfast?
was the first. So I done Wee Johnny, and that was put on. Baby J is a famous producer from England. He done the official Amy Winehouse and Mark Ronson remix.
Tyrone.
You know, of Valerie.
Tyrone's good. Tyrone
Yeah.
has a tattoo. Have you seen it, Joel?
Bro, we got her on the Cali Cave wall too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, did you not see our big thing over? We got in the
Made of
Cali
action?
Cave studios. We got Amy
Where is
Wine-
Cali Cave?
In Torrevieja in Spain.
Do you go over much?
Yeah, Danny's busted. He's over there now. He was trying to get me over, but I'm sick of it now, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I was there for 6 years, and
Yeah.
I'm just sick
You
of
never
it.
done
Torrey Viaga's like the rough part of Spain, because I went there the first ever wee family holiday with me and my wife, and we only had 2 kids at the time. I remember we were walking around, there was people with pit bulls, and you could just smell weed everywhere. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but that's lovely. That's paradise.
and
They-
there was like graffiti on the walls and all. We were staying in somebody's villa.
I thought we were kicking in there. Graffiti, I know.
I said,
There's Jimmy Bryson will be on it in a minute. Saying this is the Hate Fest podcast.
but I remember going around and I went, do you know what? I think we're in the gallow here. And then I said the person who were staying in their apartment or in their villa, and, is this the rough part of Spain? I went, oh, no, we wouldn't be here. This is the good part. And then the other guy who I knew, he didn't say anything. And then he talked to me later and he went, I didn't want to say anything in front of him. But yeah, this is like a lot of gangsters all around here. And I was like,
Yeah.
fucking knew it, because I went and got, there was a wee bar at the top of the road. I forget the name of it. But I got like a plate of chips in it. And there was, I think I've talked about this before, there was like this like ice like in the middle of the chips. So I thought it was like seasoning or something. So I was fucking getting my chip, rubbing it in, and go, fuck, it's supposed to be like Spanish shit.
Don't tell me
I
it's
looked,
cigarette ash.
it was the fucking
No,
chef was smoking. He had the fag in his mouth, was just grabbing it.
You say there's loads of gangsters now in Spain. Do you know who the biggest gangsters in Spain are? The Guard of Seville.
They're wild, because
Wild.
I lived
The
in
police.
Marbella.
Wild.
And I don't drive, but I drove over there. Didn't have a license. And they stop you and you can just pay them 50 quid, 100 quid. They actually just say, give me 100 quid.
Yeah,
and
but
then you give them it and
well,
just-
that sound. I'll tell you what I like about the police. Like over in Spain, it's like they are more gangsters, but they're in and out of your life, really. Whereas, like, you know, over here, they would once they get their claws in you, you know what I mean? They're one for years. Whereas the police over there, they just pull you. But it's a lot more. It's I can't describe it. Like every time I went out in Spain, I wasn't sure if I was going to get arrested or pulled over. There's like, you know, big roadblocks everywhere, and they just look at you then like you're some foreign, you know, like foreign criminal.
I think
and
once
drag
they
you out
hear
of
that
it.
you're foreign, that's when they go
Yeah.
to just fuck you over.
Yeah, and then if you can't speak Spanish and all, they just hate you as
Did you
well.
speak any Spanish?
Nah, my brother can.
Did you
So
pick it up? Or?
nah, my brother became fluent. He just listened
Your
to
brother
everyone.
liver still?
Yeah, but he's been there for like 15 years. He was the reason why I went there
All right.
originally. You know.
See, like in Belfast, would you get much hassle from the police or?
Nah. So even at the festival there was like a festival the other week, you know, like a cannabis celebration festival.
Nice the beach.
And the police pulled up to it.
Did they?
Yeah. And then I was on stage rapping. And there was like 8 police officers all there watching me. And then one of them says, I know that big fella. He's on the podcast, isn't he? So he obviously seen me from Shane Todd's podcast. But he went, oh, he's good and all him. He's all right. And they were
Did
sound.
not fucking raid the place?
Nah, you know what? I've had very minimal contact with the police here, apart from like, you know, I think when I get on blue lights, I think then they'll respect me even then.
Is that your goal? Is it?
That's
Are
all
you
right.
on it?
Well, there's not,
Are you on
Is
it?
that an exclusive?
Watch, that's an exclusive. I'm telling you. Well, fingers crossed, we'll see. I've done auditions and that, so we'll see
Okay.
how it goes. If they don't get me on it, I'm going to write a diss
Wreck the
track.
place.
Wreck the place, diss
Wreck it.
tracks, everything. I'm going to like make a podcast saying it's a shittest show. Don't be watching that.
That's
Don't
lethal.
I know.
Would you get into acting? Would
blow
you?
your lights out, huh?
Would you get into acting if it goes well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
think you could be a good actor?
Yeah, I could. I know. Sure. Big John Connor said it. He said to
Well,
me.
that's-
He said
you
to
have,
me.
you had him on your podcast.
Of course, yeah. John Connor said to me on the podcast that I was going to Need to say, like, rest in peace to his mum.
Yes,
And
yeah.
El Paco as well. He's they're legends.
They
them
are
boys.
legends. The whole
And
families.
I was gonna get him on my video, my love hate video. He said
Oh,
come
that's
down
right,
to the
you know,
site. He
that's
said to
right.
come down to the site and he'll get all the lads on it. No, but obviously now I'm just gonna go and do it. You know what I mean? But he said to me he wants to get me on a film and all.
Powerful.
And I want to see his. Did you see his film, The Black Guelph, yet? Have you
haven't seen that yet, no.
Well, he's got a versatile on it now. Casper
does he,
Walsh
yeah?
is on it.
So
Brilliant.
you're in there.
Yeah, so I know.
Come
but-
to the silver screen.
yeah.
Wee
I-
Johnny.
Would you
Wee
not?
Johnny.
Would you not do any acting?
Oh,
wow.
for sure.
Do you have your
That's where I
seen
get
Tyrone?
my nickname, the Matey Celt. I was a main actor in a film when I was 14.
You were not.
And I was Belfast. I went around about 2000, all the schools in Belfast, and went for all the Boston clubs, and then picked people.
Right.
But they came to my school, and they picked all my friends for auditions. Didn't pick me. And I was like, fuck's sake. And then I went home. I was like, they didn't want me. And I opened the paper and it said, open auditions. Anyone can go. I was like, fuck it, I'm going down with my mates. Went down, got through the first audition. They were like, I didn't see you. We mustn't have noticed you. Got through the second one, got through the third one. Went through about 10 auditions. And then whittled down to 4 people and I got it. And then my ma was, do you ever watch X-Files?
Yeah.
So Scully from X-Files was my ma. And then Robert Carell from Full Monty, he was my dad in it. And
You're
then,
lying.
that's
bro.
the main actor.
Scully was your man in the movie. What's the film called?
The Matey
Matey
Celt.
Celt.
Matey Celt.
Get the fuck out.
It's on YouTube for
I'm gonna
free.
watch it right now.
For free, yeah.
Did you ever watch Accelerator?
Nah.
About joyriders from Belfast and Dublin. And they have a race from Dublin up to Belfast. See, it's famous down south. All the lads in Dublin know it.
Yeah.
It's funny, Belfast ones don't know it as well, but all the
The
southern...
Belfast Joyrider film up here is
Me,
you,
you, Marley.
yeah. It's
Me
me
and
and
Marley.
Marley. I was
Me
going to
and
say you,
Marley.
me and Marley,
Right,
but me
well,
and Marley.
Accelerator, but that's my cousin. He was in it.
Really?
Yeah, he was in it. But the Mighty Celt, I'm going to watch
yeah.
that.
it's a
That's
good
how
show.
I got
That's
my
it,
nickname.
fine.
And you were 14?
So I thought happy days. I'm not going to have to work a day of my life again.
Same, that's what I thought too.
I know you thought I was saying.
But and
We don't
then
have to work.
I got a big time agent after, one in New York, one in London. I was like, happy day, I ain't going to be minted. Because it done well in the film. Like, all the critics thought I was brilliant in it. And I was like, fucking happy days, I ain't going to have all sorts of films. And my agent was sending me to like Tom Hanks auditions, Judi Dench films, 6-figure films. Like, I was getting paid 6 figures if I got them. And but she'd also, a couple months previous, said, look, you need to go do elocution lessons and get rid of your Belfast accent and get an American accent and an Irish, an English accent and all that
doesn't
shit.
work.
So it cost 150 quid an hour. I had already spent the Matey Celt money at this stage, so I had no money. My man and dad had no money. So I was like, fuck that, I'm just going to pretend I'm going to do it. So she sent me the auditions and they were like, right, do your American accent. And I couldn't do
You're
it.
like, hey, man.
So I wasn't getting any parts. And then I fucked it over for myself. And then I just decided, fuck it, I'm just going to go into boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing's going alright for me, so
You're
fuck
damn
it.
right. You're going to be a world champ now, bro.
That's it. And then I always said, like, when I was 21 I was, I sat down and went, I was drinking loads and just partying and stuff like that. And I wasn't boxing for a couple of years. And I hadn't acted for a couple of years and said, you know what, Tyrone, you need to do one or the other. You're good at both. And I said, I can act any time in my life. So I'll box now and see how I go. And if I go well, then I can always fall. If I don't go well, I can fall into acting.
Of course.
Because it's short window for boxing. And then I chose
Yeah.
boxing and it's going well. So I didn't need to rely on acting. But I can always go back into it after.
Yeah, I think we should do something. I think we should get the lads in, do a movie, get John Connors to make it. You're in it, I'm in it, Big Shane Todd once in it, and all.
That's it.
Paddy McDonald, all the lads.
Be a hit.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It would be a hit.
I do love the acting. I always wanted to try and do it, but I just never pursued it at all, you know.
Yeah.
I always thought Shameless, because Shameless... Did you watch the original
I love
Shameless?
Shameless.
That's filmed in Gordon. That's where I lived. That's where I grew
Really?
up, Manchester. 2 minutes away from my house
off.
is where the film Shameless.
Is Shameless true to life? Or?
Fact, bro. Like, I mean, fact. I mean, especially them early seasons. It was real.
I forget Shameless now. It was
It
such a
was
show.
special. I knew Lip and all. Remember Lip?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like good mate of mine. And Fat Neck and all.
Would you not try to get into a wee part in that?
Yeah, well, I did it. I remember. Can you remember the Northern Ireland family?
Yeah.
I can't remember it all at all.
Paddy.
What
Was
do
he
you
called
call her?
Paddy or something?
And Mimi, the one with
Yes,
Mary,
Mimi.
and then all the kids.
Mimi and Paddy,
There's a
wasn't it?
fella who's a double O'Donnell.
I can't remember it. One
Yeah,
bit.
like the big Mimi's like the big Scouse mum, and then the dad is big Northern Ireland fella, and then his kids are all like Manchester kids. But I always thought I wanted a part where I could have been like his cousin, you know, like the Belfast cousin. But it's too late now; it's gone.
That's way too late.
Sure, there's the American.
It was shit.
I couldn't cope.
I couldn't
cope.
They always
tried it.
They always take a good UK program
Yeah.
and absolutely fuck it over.
But they done well with The Office.
Yeah, The Office is good.
Again, I don't know. Did you ever watch House of Cards too? With
Nah,
Kevin
I never watched
Spacey.
it.
So that was based on the original House of Cards was the Prime Minister in England. And it's really
better
way better.
Is it?
Like it was very sinister and scary. Like the House of Cards again. They always do that. Netflix
Always
are
make
the
it
worst.
cheesy. They always make it cheesy.
Sure. What about fucking Black Mirror? So season 1, 2, and 3
They were unbelievable.
fucking 10, and they're on Channel 4, real powerful shit. Then Netflix bought it over.
Remember the one
Bag of shit.
they
man.
made the Prime Minister fuck a pig?
Yeah, that was the first
That's the
episode.
That was the best fucking episode in the
Yeah, and
world.
do you want to know something
I'm not
funny?
going to do it.
Here, just want to know something interesting about that. The Prime Minister fucks the pig, right? 2 years later, in real life, what's front page of the papers?
David Cameron.
David Cameron Piggate fucked a dead pig in a secret society, and David Cameron fucked a pig's head.
Oh my
Got it dead, but cut a
making a
pig's
nice
head off
ceremony
and
thing.
fucked it
Yeah, wow.
in a secret society in his college. Not true.
Yeah, 100%.
That sounds about white.
I don't know, but Black Mirror though, new season was actually fucking decent. Like I actually.
I heard it. I haven't watched the new season, but I watched the original.
No,
one.
brother, stop a
things in
second. Hold on. If we're going to talk about Black Mirror, I have to say this, right? You're saying that new season was decent.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to tell you this. Black Mirror, you know what it means, don't you? It's this here. Look, it's when your phone is off.
Oh, right,
It's a
yeah.
black mirror. See the black
Okay,
mirror,
yeah.
and it's like black
Watching.
onyx. Witches used to stir in a black onyx and put chants on people to become zombies. Who would have thought? Imagine saying to a witch, in 1,000 years' time, the whole
don't
world
have
will
to
be
do a
stirring into
spell,
black
yeah.
onyx. But that's what it is. The black mirror is that. So you're saying this new season's good?
The
There's
Scottish
fucking
ones?
werewolves and vampires in it, bro.
Is there?
Yeah. Get the fuck, bro.
But
Get the fuck, bro.
What's the episode that's based in Scotland? That's the only one.
You know what? That's what I
that
like
is
about
good.
Black Mirror.
No,
You
that
can
is
watch
good.
any
No, I have
episode.
to give props to that one. It is actually good. The one based in Scotland is sick.
It's not like typical Black Mirror because it's not like I don't know.
Can't see it.
There's like I think is there 5 episodes of this new season. There's 5 episodes. 3 of them are Black Mirror. The other 2 are not even Black Mirror. One's about a fucking demon, and one is about a werewolf. That is not Black
Yeah,
Mirror.
it's just-
Nah, Black Mirror's supposed to be weird.
Technology.
shit.
It's all about technology.
I
and it
remember
fucks with us.
the one where they're getting me text messages. The kid's getting a text message like fucking it ends up because he's being a pedo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I was
the
a
one,
fucked
Steve.
up one. I was
And
fucked
what
up.
about the other one where the woman's chasing,
Yeah.
being chased,
And
and
then
you're on her side, and
every
then you
day,
find out she's the one who
that's
was
her
she
punishment.
killed a kid.
Yeah.
She killed a kid,
It's
and that's her
fucking evil. I
punishment.
see that show. It's fucking. I'm watching that
Yeah,
again.
so I love the original Black Mirror is
Yeah.
my favourite show, but again, gets bastardized
Yeah.
and Americanized. I'll tell
Always.
you one show that I'm quite impressed with, and I'm praying to God that they follow up and finish it good. Top Boy.
I haven't watched that one.
Have you not?
Nah.
Bro, Top Boy's the
Fox takes on
best.
this
Is it?
It's the fucking best, bro.
need to watch it.
Kano deserves an Oscar. I know it's like Asher D, he's Top Boy, but Kano in it is
He's the best
phenomenal.
character ever because he's just like
So raw.
I like. Not that I'm a fucking gangster or anything, but I like gangsters that stay true to the game no matter what.
True
Just have
to
to do what they have to do.
yeah,
Like
and that's him.
Avon Barksdale,
Ah.
unreal.
Legend.
Sully, unreal. Who else? Friggin' Polly Walnuts in The
My-
Sopranos. Like they don't care. Like whatever if it has to be done, they're doing it.
My mate was in Top Boy. Trigger. Have you heard Trigger from Manchester?
yeah.
Have you got,
But is he in
he was in Top Boy season 3. But one eye, he was at the Scouts team.
Fuck, that's
Trigger.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
The
man.
guy looked like Tony Bellew, the big
Yes,
boss.
yeah. Oh, I
I'm
can't believe you
watching.
haven't seen it. Listen,
Oh, I'm
Tyrone,
clueless.
you need to go and watch it, bro.
Listen, I'm
you
going
need
to definitely watch it. But listen, we're going to have to wrap up We've talked enough shit today.
Just slabbered.
At the end of each episode, we like to do a wee thing called Blank One, Smack One, Buy One, and Dragon Claw. We're going to give you 3 names, and if you do Blank one.
Spank one.
Blank.
Blank. Just ignore one.
Ignore one.
Right.
Slap one in his
Slap
face.
one in his
Yeah.
face. And buy one of Dragon Claw.
Right.
So we're gonna do kneecap, Charlie Sloth, and wee Jimmy from your school.
From third year.
From third year. So you have to smack one, blank one, and buy a Dragon Claw.
Right. I couldn't buy wee Jimmy Dragon Claw.
Yeah, I think you have to after fucking potato peeler and taking him hostage.
Oh, you mean my mate Jimmy?
Yeah.
Right, sorry. Oh, no, I would blank Jimmy. Because I'd feel embarrassed. I'd blank Jimmy. And then buy the Dragon Claw. I'd have to buy Big Charlie Sloth, the Dragon Claw.
Okay.
Because
And
he's
you'd
got
smack kneecap.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to smack me. Start the troubles off again.
That's the old one as well.
That's it. I'm joining. I'm Jimmy Bryson.
Well, thank you for coming on, you
Yes, that
legend.
would be great.
And everyone, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe and share and tell your granny, mummy, and daddy about this show. And also get on Patreon. It's £2 a month. It's fuck all. We're going to be doing a lot of content. Actually, this weekend, tomorrow, we're going to do content for that. So tune in. These are legends.
Make
See
sure you
next
check
week.
out John Zoo's
Yep.
Just Slobbering podcast.
Defo.
Alright, folks.
Legends.
Peace.